Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel for another pregnancy update. This week I am 14 weeks pregnant, which means that I am finally in my second trimester and I am so excited. Again, I know there's like, some people say second trimester is 13 weeks, some say 14, and then like the technical term is like 13 and a half. It just really depends on what your doctor says and what app you're using. But I'm just gonna say that it starts at 14 weeks to play it safe so that I am for sure in my second trimester and I can say that and not have to like go back to saying I'm in my first trimester, if that makes sense. Just so excited because usually being in your second trimester of pregnancy means that you start feeling better, you start having less nausea, more energy, more of an appetite, all of that kind of stuff. So I am hoping that is the case and that I will start to feel like that soon, which I haven't really been experiencing that much nausea as much lately as I was like the past few weeks, so that's really good. I am just very excited to start feeling more like myself. I don't know if you guys can tell by the way that I sound, but I am not feeling so hot, and I'll go over that in a second when I start going through my symptoms. But I wanted to go ahead and start out with the baby stats for this week. So this is the actual size of the baby this week, which is so awesome. It's just so crazy to me. Every time I see the baby, like the actual size thing, it's just mind-blowing to me how much the baby has grown, because it doesn't even look like a baby in the very beginning. So that was my Pregnancy Plus app, but I'm going to refer to like my Bump app because they send me like a weekly little newsletter thing every time that I turn a new week of pregnancy. And it just gives me really quick stats, and it says that the baby is also comparable to like the size of a peach. So that's about the rough size of the baby right now. The baby is also 3.39 inches and 1.5 ounces. Baby's probably thumb sucking and wiggling his or her toes in there. Baby's kidneys are making urine, and the liver and spleen are doing their jobs too. And baby's growing lanugo, a thin peach fuzz-like hair all over to help keep the baby warm. So that is everything that is going on with the baby this week. So let's go ahead and get into everything that has been going on with me. This week I weighed in at 125.8 pounds, which is from last week. That's technically a 1 pound weight gain, but I'm not really thinking that's an actual 1 pound weight gain. I think it's probably like half a pound maybe, because last night we had like a really like carb heavy dinner. Like we had like chicken and asparagus. I'm saying this and it doesn't even sound carb heavy now that I'm saying it, but we had chicken and asparagus, but I also had like a huge helping of macaroni and cheese too. And then after dinner, like a couple hours later, I had a couple of like Toll House like mini chocolate chip cookies. So I'm thinking it's probably like water retention from having a lot of macaroni and cheese and that kind of thing. So, but hopefully either way, it still means that I am hopefully gaining weight now and not just like stagnating or losing weight, which is good. As far as my symptoms have been going this week, I actually saw on, I think it was my Pregnancy Plus app, it said that now that I am completely out of my first trimester, this is the week where people start having more of an appetite and their hunger kind of kicks into overdrive, and I have not been experiencing that. Actually, I've been experiencing the opposite. For whatever reason, I feel like this past week I have been like, it's just been hard for me to eat. Like, again, I'm still eating. I've never gone a day without eating or more than like 3 or 4 hours without eating, but I just, like, I hardly ever get hungry. Like, I'll get hungry in the morning when I wake up, and then maybe sometimes after I'm done working out, but my stomach hardly ever growls, which is so unlike me because I usually always have an appetite. I never skip meals. I never, like, don't feel hungry or anything like that, just because I've gotten really good at listening to my body when I'm hungry, and you know, I keep myself hydrated, so I know that when I actually am hungry, it's truly for food and not just like being dehydrated. That's been a symptom that I've been experiencing this week, and I'm hoping that it starts to go away, because I'm just like, not having an appetite and knowing that I still have to eat is just like, it's not fun. Like, it's not, I don't feel as nauseous anymore like as I was the past month or so, but I just don't feel like eating, and it's not enjoyable to food. And that's like one of me and Johnny's favorite things to do, is like when he gets home from work, like after we put Anastasia to bed, we eat dinner together every single night and we just talk about our day and stuff like that. And it sucks when I don't have an appetite for the food that we're eating. Like, I'll still eat, but it's just not the same. So sticking on the topic of like food and that kind of thing, just because I don't have a ton of symptoms this week, I wanted to like touch back on this topic. I think I'm gonna keep doing this every few weeks. So I want to keep on like sharing my cravings and aversions with you guys. And some of my cravings have been, which if you guys have been watching all of my pregnancy updates, some of these are repeating, but my cravings have been macaroni and cheese, which, oh my gosh, like any and every kind of macaroni and cheese. I don't care if it's like the Easy Mac in a little microwavable cup or like the best mac and cheese you could ever think of in your entire life. Like that is the one thing that my stomach wants. It's just macaroni and cheese. And I don't know if it's because it like, macaroni and cheese is kind of like a bland food, I guess some people would consider it. Like it's not really like spicy or, you know, like has any crazy flavors in it. I just feel like it's like easy on your stomach. So maybe that's why I'm craving it more, but I just, oh my gosh, thinking about macaroni and cheese just makes my mouth water. I've also been craving the pumpkin cold foam drink that I get from Starbucks. Oh, and I'm not normally like a sweet coffee person, but that is to die for, and I want that like every single morning. I limit myself to only getting it once or twice a week because Johnny also loves that drink, so by the time we both get a drink, it ends up being like $12, which that can add up very fast if you got that every single day. So I limit it to only once or twice a week. And I'm also, another random craving is chocolate milkshakes. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't had one. I haven't had a chocolate milkshake in like years, but just the thought of having like a rich, creamy, cold, chocolatey milkshake like in a straw, like, oh, that just sounds heavenly. Like that sounds so good to me. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna actually indulge in it because there's not really any places around here that I'd like truly want to get. Like if I'm gonna have a chocolate milkshake, I want it to be a good chocolate milkshake, and we don't really have anything in the city that I live in. And another thing that I've been craving, which again, I haven't actually had this yet, but I just always like, it sounds good to me like every single day, and that's like a soft pretzel with the crappy yellow dipping cheese. Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Like the pretzels you would get at like a theme park or like in the mall. Like, oh, that sounds so good. And again, I've only had a soft pretzel like 3 times my whole life, but that sounds amazing. Like they sell soft pretzels in the frozen section at like every grocery store, so I may have to indulge in that very soon actually. For my aversions, I have been mostly turned off to pretty much anything healthy, and that's about it. Like salads, I used to eat salads every single day for lunch, and now I'm only having them like 3 days a week when I actually like am really having a craving for it, and it's usually like a chicken Caesar salad. Like I had that for lunch today and it was really good, but most of the time I'm not really feeling a salad. Another weird aversion that I've been having is like burgers, and not fast food burgers, because a fast food burger sounds great. Like a Five Guys burger or like a McDonald's McDouble sounds phenomenal, but for some reason just burgers on the grill sound, ugh, to me, like a thick burger that probably isn't like well done sounds nasty to me. And I'm almost thinking that that's my body's way of protecting me from getting like sick from something, because you're not supposed to eat red meat. Like, well, you can eat red meat, but it has to be cooked completely all the way through. Like there can't be any pink or red in it, just because that you have that risk of getting an infection or getting sick. I don't know what the exact word for it is. I don't know if it's like E. coli or something like that, but it's some kind of bacteria that you could get if your meat's not all the way cooked through because you're pregnant. Homemade burgers on the grill sound yucky to me, but like give me a thin fast food burger and that sounds great. And the last thing that I've been kind of like turned off to is coffee sometimes. I still drink coffee every day. I only have 1 cup of coffee a day, and sometimes I don't even finish it, but there are some days where I don't want cold coffee and there's some days where I don't want hot coffee. So I have like both as like a backup to one or the other. So lately I've been able to actually drink hot coffee, which is awesome. Depending on the day, coffee turns me off, but it's only either hot or cold coffee. Okay, so back into like real symptoms. This week I started experiencing vivid dreams, and I feel like I started experiencing this symptom way earlier with Anastasia, but they're coming on strong this week. Like I had a dream that I was sick, because I am sick, and again I will go over that in a second. I had a dream that I was sick, and Johnny texted me in the dream and said, hey, I know you're sick, but I'm going to an NBA basketball game tonight, so you'll have to figure out putting Anastasia to bed and dinner and all that. and I was livid. I was so mad. I woke up like heavy breathing, like so upset. I was like, how could you do this to me? Like, I'm sick as a dog, I'm pregnant, and I have the baby here by myself. You've been gone all day and you're not gonna come home and help me with the baby and eat dinner with me. You're just gonna ditch me for a basketball game. I was so upset. And then obviously I woke up and realized it wasn't real, but just the way that I felt, I was like, okay, this is definitely a result of pregnancy hormones for sure. And then I also had another dream, again with Johnny, for whatever reason. They're always with Johnny in them. I had a dream that Johnny left for work, and after he left for work, for whatever reason in my head, my only mission for the day was to make him mashed potatoes. Johnny loves mashed potatoes. I mean, mashed potatoes are fine to me. They're not like the love of my life, but Johnny, that's like the love of his life is mashed potatoes. So my only goal for the day was to make mashed potatoes, and I went to the grocery store and I bought literally 20 pounds of potatoes, and I sat there all day peeling the potatoes and making this ginormous like cafeteria sized pot of mashed potatoes. And when he came home, I was just like stirring the mashed potatoes, and I was like, I have a surprise for you. And he was like super happy, and that was the end of the dream. Okay, and the last symptom that I experienced this week is that I'm sick again. And this is so annoying to me because I've mentioned this before, but I only ever really get sick maybe once or twice a year total, if that. Sometimes I'll go an entire year without ever getting sick. I'm just not really prone to sickness. But here I am again, sick, and this is the second time I've been sick in about a month and a half, and it's ridiculous. I think it was 4 days ago, so I was like 13 and a half weeks pregnant. 4 days ago, I woke up and my, like right under my throat right here, it just felt swollen and angry and raw, like you'd been coughing all day, but I wasn't coughing at all. I didn't have a cough, but my throat just felt horrible. And I was just drinking gallons of ice water all day because that was the only thing that was like helping it feel better, because when you're pregnant, you can't really take anything to feel better, which sucks. I also had like a headache, and my nose and like my face just felt congested. And then the next day came around and my sore throat was completely gone, like not even a trace of sore throat. But I was like, okay, awesome, I feel like 70% better. And it's been this situation for 3 days. I have not gotten any better. I haven't gotten any worse, which is good, but I have not gotten even a smidge better. My face has just been congested and I've been getting headaches. My nose has been a faucet. It is so congested. There's so much snot. I'm sorry if that's disgusting. It is disgusting because I'm sick. But seriously, I have to blow my nose like every 10 minutes. Otherwise, I'm like constantly sniffling to not drip all over the place. Like it's horrible. And it's hard to like go out and do things in the morning, like run errands or anything like that, because I don't like to like blow my nose in public. And even when I'm like wearing makeup and I blow my nose and like my face is all red, that has been not fun at all. And now I think Johnny is getting sick too, which sucks because again, we don't get sick very often, and now we're just like passing around this sickness apparently, and yeah, it has not been a good time. So piggybacking off of the whole sickness thing, I have also been experiencing the worst nosebleeds of my life this week because I am sick and I'm constantly blowing my nose. And surprisingly, my nose is not raw at all. Like, it doesn't hurt or sting, or it's not cracked or anything like that. But I think from the force of blowing my nose, like up in like my sinus area, for whatever reason, is causing nosebleeds. And yesterday morning I had, I kid you not, the worst nosebleed of my life. And I'm prone to nosebleeds anyway, like I got them all the time when I was little. However, this nosebleed, I thought I was going to die. I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna pass out with the amount of blood that is coming out of my face right now. And luckily it stopped after about like 10 minutes, but it was scary. Like, I went through like half a roll of toilet paper trying to stop my face from bleeding out. And luckily I didn't pass out or anything like that because I was home alone with Anastasia, per usual, during the week, because that's my job as a stay-at-home mom. But yeah, it was a little bit scary, but I was fine after that. It's just another annoying symptom from being sick and pregnant at the same time. So those are all of my symptoms for this week. And there is one more thing that I wanted to show you guys really quick before I show you my belly shot. And that is this company that reached out to me and wanted to send me these this maternity belt. I've not even opened it yet, but they sent me a maternity belt, and they also sent me like a waist slimming, I guess it's called a belt, yeah, a belly belt type thing, for after you give birth. And I actually used one after I had Anastasia, but it was one that I got from the hospital, so it wasn't like any special brand, and it's not really meant to like make you look slimmer or anything like that. It's just more to like put your organs back in the place where they're supposed to be, if that makes sense. Anyways, I just wanted to open this on camera with you guys really quick and let you know what I thought about it. Yeah, this is the brand. It's called Lucy V. And yeah, I've never heard of them before, but when they reached out to me and said that they wanted to offer me a maternity belt because they watched my video and they heard that I was having back pain, I was like, yes, let me try it out, because I still have back pain. And at this point, I've just learned to live with it. So it comes in this little bag. And this is what it looks like. They sent me the large, so it fits me all throughout my oh, this is huge. This is really big. I don't know if I'll ever fit the whole entire thing, but I think you can tighten it as tight as you need to. So this is what it looks like. And this is the part that goes like on your belly in the front, obviously. And then you can like pull this, like Velcro it and pull it tighter or looser if you need to. And I've never actually used a maternity belt ever. I didn't really have back pain when I was pregnant with Anastasia. I mean, I had a little bit of a sore lower back towards the end when I was a little bit heavier, but I never really felt the need for a maternity belt. So I'm gonna try this out and see how it works and see how it looks under my clothes and stuff like that, because I really don't like wearing a lot of layers or looking bulky. So I'm interested to see how that will work out and if it actually ends up helping my back pain. But I just wanted to do like a little mini unboxing for you guys while I was doing this video. And then I'll open this up really quick too. So this just looks like the kind that the hospital gave me. This is the postpartum maternity belt. And it's just supposed to help like pull your tummy in tighter. And I'll probably end up using this not necessarily to look skinny, but to just like pull my stomach back in, because it's better if you can get your muscles to go back together quicker, and not by working out by any means or anything like that, but just if you can like rest and just like let your body go back, this can definitely help put that all back together, especially after having a C-section. I know after I had my C-section, they made me wear one right after, and it really did help, because oh my gosh, when I was done with my C-section with my daughter, and for about a day or so after, they didn't do anything, but then they came in and gave me that little band thing to put around my belly. But I was super happy when they gave it to me, because at first I was like, okay, this feels a little bit restricting. But I remember when I was like taking it off to change it, because I ended up getting blood from my incision on it, which is again really gross. But when I took it off, I felt like my insides were falling out. Like, oh my gosh, it felt so much more comfortable to have it on for that first day or two, just to help my body feel like it wasn't gonna fall apart. So I'm excited to try these products out, and I'll definitely let you guys know what I think about them. So thank you guys so much for watching my 14-week pregnancy update. And just in a little bit here, I will show you my belly bump, which is getting bigger and bigger by the week now. And be sure to leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
In the wildest dream, I'd see you again. Never dreamed about nothing else other than you. I always thought I'd be waiting in vain, but suddenly there you were. Never thought it'd be